So today we're going to work on repeatability. We're going to be making a bunch of scribes, probably also going to make some flint strikers, just so that we can work on that complex, simple form progressing to complex form. So the scribers are basically a linear object. We'll be working on square tapers, maybe doing some twisting of rings in those, see how we go. But for the flint strikers, we need a nice rectangular profile, tapering down to two long square tapers, and then those are curled and scrolled to provide a reasonable grip. So we'll work on getting that nice square form first. So we'll be using some 5/16 spring steel. We'll start off by straightening out some from the coil, much like in the last video. Then we'll cut to lengths. I've already got some cut, suitable for making the scribers, so I'll be working on those from those first. And then once we've got some stock cut for the flint strikers, then we'll square up the round and then draw out those tapers, do the scroll work, and those will get hardened and not tempered, because you want a really, really coarse-grained, hard striking material. So we may actually let them run a bit hot in the forge before quenching in water. Whereas with the scribers, we want really fine-grained, tough scribing point, so we'll be going to just critical, then quenching in water, followed by tempering, probably about 220 degrees Celsius, so I don't know, it's the low 400s I'd expect. I'd have to do the maths. But yes, that's the plan for today, so let's get things hot. So this is the general form of the scriber. We'll probably keep the twist. We may leave this out, just draw it out to a taper and make a little dog leg so you can scribe into corners. Or we may make some with the little ring. We'll see how we go. Step one is to just straighten these out so they're reasonably straight. This one already has a bit of a flat spot, so the idea is to just begin to bring it into square. This is a little bit rectangular at this end, but we'll fix that later. What you don't want to do is end up on the diamond. out nice and square. Alright, so there we have our scriber blanks. I've just turned the forge down a little bit because it's running a bit hot for what we want. So next step is to draw out the tapers. Now I suspect that the discrepancy is largely due to my cutting of the blank material. I overcompensated for areas that were a little more bent or warped. Alright, so let's draw out our square tapers. So for this part you want to taper about the distal inch or so. And get it warm. Now once we get it down to roughly where we want it, we're going to go to octagon, and then we're going to round it up, and then we're going to flip it and do the other end as well. Because whether we go with the ring at the end or the elbow taper, describing in the corners, we're still going to need to draw this out. Go. It's a nice little taper there. Octagon. Now realistically we could actually leave that. Tip is pretty much where we want it. Alright, so flipping it end for end. Start heating the next one. Try and keep it off going on the diagonal. we're going to do the 90-degree go to octagon, start heating up the next one. You see how you can get a bit of a production line happening. With this one, I think what we'll do is we'll set up a tang and we'll go for a loop. Hopefully, I won't get in the way of the camera too much. So you start off. So you end up with a ring. Get the basics done, and then on the next heat you tidy up, you start forming it, start getting it just where you want it. See what happens when you've had a go at practicing a little bit? Suddenly it comes good, real good. Alright, let's give it a bit of a tweak up and straighten. We'll do the bends on the other ones, and then we'll set up to twist them. Let's see if we can't keep a better count this time. About 2 inches. Wrench. One. And reasonably straight. So what's to work on? Well, every twist is different. So it all comes down to heat. At least I started them at roughly the same location, but it all comes down to uniform heating and being able to see how you're going with the twist. Don't work vertical. It's an easy trap to fall into. Your best bet is to work horizontal, and you do need a way to cool things whilst you're working. If things are moving too quickly. So I'm going to call it quits for today. I'll give a quick synopsis in a moment, but I've got a few errands to run, more gas to pick up, so yeah, we'll get on to the flint strikers tomorrow, I guess. So where does that leave us? Well, we've got the scribers done. It leaves a very obvious note to self: practice twisting thin stock, because these twists are all different, which realistically is not all that acceptable under these circumstances. I should be doing better, and I need to do better. So there'll be some more practice of this in the near future. So there'll be a lot more small scribers, fire starters and so on made. So having picked up some more gas, ground hardened and tempered these are ready to use now. We'll get started on the flint strikers in the morning, and yeah, that's where we're at. So if you like the video, hit the like button. Feel free to share on social media, and if you want to know when the next one drops, hit the subscribe button. So along with, in the near future, with the flint strikers, there's also a medieval fair happening in the next few days. I'll be there as well, visiting with some blacksmiths, so there'll be a bit of video from that in all likelihood, where my Viking tongs will get tried out, so look out for that video. And that's where I'm going to leave it. So make the time to get out to your shop, have some fun, but do stay safe, and I'll catch you for the next one.